friends, I'm Caroline from the Khan Academy Kids team. Welcome to Circle Time. I am so excited to be with you all here today, and I love Circle Time because we can read stories, do activities, and even hear from some of our friends on Show and Tell. And today I am here with my friend Sophie. Hi, Sophie.
Hi, Caroline. Hi, friends. It's great to be here on Circle Time. How are you all doing? Well, Caroline, our friends say they're doing well and they're excited to be here today. Friends, did you know that if you want to know when our next episode is ready for you on Circle Time, you can click the subscribe button and then you'll be subscribed to our Khan Academy Kids YouTube channel.
And so today we're going to start with two special visitors. Teacher Naomi and Noah are joining us here on Circle Time, and they are going to talk about people and race. Friends, have you heard that word before?
A lot of our friends are nodding and some of our friends are shaking their heads and saying no, they haven't heard of that word race before, Caroline.
Well, Teacher Naomi and Noah are going to talk to us about that. So let's all say hello to them. Hi, Teacher Naomi. Hi, Noah.
Hi, Caroline. Hi, Sophie. It's Teacher Naomi.
And Noah.
And today we are going to be talking about race. Do you know what race is, Noah?
No.
Can I tell you?
Yes.
Good, thank you. So race is the groups that people are put into. Scientists have been studying people for a really long time, and they like to put people into groups. And the way they make these groups is based on how tall they are, their skin color, their hair color, their eye color, and things like that. Now, society, which is the groups of people we live around, also puts people into groups based on race, based on skin color, based on what their hair looks like, based on what their eyes look like, how tall they are. They group these people and say, okay, you can all be in this group and you can all be in that group, which that by itself isn't really that bad. We can go into different groups and we can have community with different people. And as we've talked about before, people can look different, right? People can be diverse. And what do we think about diversity and people looking different?
We think that's so great.
We think it's so great. We think it's beautiful that so many people can look so many different ways. Now, there is a bad side to these groups, though. What do you think about that?
I think it's a little sad.
You think it's a little sad? The bad side? Do you know what the bad side is? I know we've talked about it before.
Racism.
Racism. Now, the bad side of putting people into these groups is that there are some people who make bad choices towards these people that are in certain groups. They treat people the wrong way, or they don't want to be their friend because of the race that they are, because of the skin color that they are, because of what someone's eyes look like, because of what someone's hair looks like. They don't want to be friends with them because of that, and that is racism. Now, there is something that we can do about it, though. If we see somebody being racist,
we can stop them.
We can say, hey, don't say that about that person, or you need to get to know that person. That's racism. We can't just make judgments about people based on their skin color or what they look like. We have to get to know them, right?
Right.
What do you think you can tell about somebody just from looking at their skin?
Nothing.
Nothing. Can you tell if somebody is a good person or a bad person just from looking at their skin?
No.
No.
That does nothing.
It doesn't do anything. How will you be able to figure out if somebody would be a good friend or not? What do you think?
I think about that,
If you had to become friends with somebody, how would you know if they are going to be a good friend? What would you do?
I would say, are you a good friend or a bad friend?
Maybe you could ask them if they're a good friend or a bad friend. What else could you do?
You could, say, Do you want to be my friend?
You could say, do you want to be my friend? And you could get to know them, right?
Right.
We don't want to look at someone's skin color and say, ugh, they're a bad friend. I don't want to be friends with them.
And that's rude.
Right, that's not any way to pick your friends. Now, there is something that we all have, and it's called bias. Have you ever heard of that word before?
Yes.
You have? We've talked about that, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
So now, bias is something that we all have. I have it. Do you have it?
Yes.
You have it. Everyone has it.
And our
it's
friends at school has it.
Everyone has it, yep. It's these little thoughts go like this on your own head. Bias is these little thoughts that are inside of your head. And
Inside of your brain.
Inside of your brain. And they shape the way that you think about things. You might really, really like something, and it's your bias telling you to like it. Or you might really not like something, and it's your bias telling you to not like it. This can be really bad when it's racial bias, okay? That's something that can happen where somebody will really like somebody just because of the color of their skin. Or somebody might really not like somebody because of the color of their skin. And it's not really something they think about. They don't say, I don't like that person because of their skin, but their bias just creeps into their head and says, don't be friends with that person. What do you think about that?
I think that's sad.
I think it's sad too. Now, we all have bias, so what could we do to stop this from happening?
We could say bias. You could stop that happening.
You could say, bias, stop that from happening. You really do have to stop and think about it. It's called being aware. You kind of have to think about your actions and what you're doing and say, did I just do that because of my bias? So think about when you want to make friends with somebody. You might see someone and say, oh, they look so nice. Or you might look at somebody and say, ooh, they look mean. And what you have to stop and ask yourself is, did I just think that because of their skin color? Or did I really think that did I see them do something mean? If you saw someone do something mean,
now we know that they're
now we
mean.
know they're mean. But if you just saw their skin and said, I think people with that skin are mean, then that's not okay.
And that does nothing.
Right, it's not a good thing to be doing. But bias is really hard to control. You really have to stop and think about it so that you know you're not making your choices based on bias. Okay? And it's really hard for grown-ups to do too. So it's okay if it's a little bit tricky for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So we've learned that people can be put into groups based on their race, based on their skin color and their hair and their eyes and how tall they are, and that scientists and society puts us into these groups. It can be a bad thing because some people use racism and they mistreat people, or they treat people badly because of these groups. But what we can do is if we see it, we can say something about it. We can say, that's not okay. Please don't say that about their skin. Or that's not okay. Please don't say that about their hair. Can you try saying that?
Please don't say that about their hair.
Say, that's not okay.
That's not okay.
Good job. We also have something called bias. Maybe you don't want to be racist, right?
Right.
But there's this bias inside of you that's telling you, don't be friends with that person. Look at their skin color. And that's when you have to tell yourself, no, I don't want to think like that. I'm going to get to know that person. Okay? So what can you do when you feel like your bias is stopping you from wanting to be friends with somebody because of their skin color?
I could say, bias, stop being mean.
Right. And say, I'm just going to get to know that person. It's really hard to look out for it because it's all the way inside of your little brain. But you have to just keep trying and keep thinking until you get better and better and better at it, okay?
Okay.
All right, well, thanks for talking with me.
You're welcome.
Do you have any questions before we go?
No.
All right. Bye, Sophie.
Bye, Sophie.
Bye, Caroline.
Bye, Caroline.
Thank you, Teacher Naomi and Noah, for talking to us about race. So there are a lot of different races, and our friends here all have different hair colors and skin colors. Sophie and I have different hair and different skin.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why different people have different skin colors? Well, we all have something in our skin called melanin. So if you have a lot of melanin in your skin is darker. And if you have less melanin in your skin, then your skin is lighter. And even animals have melanin. So that's what makes a tiger have its stripes, or a frog have its speckles, or a zebra have stripes. So we all have melanin. And your skin color and your hair color and how you look and your race is one part of who you are, which is called your identity. What are some other things that make up who you are? What about your family? Who's in your family?
Some of our friends have brothers and sisters, mom and dad, and that all helps to make up who they are, their identity.
Mm-hmm. How many brothers and sisters do you have, Sophie?
Oh, I have a lot of brothers and sisters. I have 2 brothers and 3 sisters.
Wow. I only have 1 younger brother. And where's your family from?
Well, my family is from another country called Australia.
Oh, is that where you were born?
Yep, that's where I was born, in Australia.
Huh. Well, my family is Chinese. My parents were born in Hong Kong, but I was born in California. So I am Chinese American.
Oh, wow, that is so interesting, isn't it, friends? Caroline, I'm wondering, do you speak another language?
Mm-hmm. I speak Cantonese Chinese and English. But when I speak English, if you can listen to it, it's a bit different than your English, Sophie. Like I say, you know that yellow fruit? I call that a banana. What do you call that?
Right, I call that a banana.
Banana?
Banana.
And I say tomato.
And I say tomato.
Mm-hmm. We both speak English, but we pronounce things differently. I think because I learned to speak English in the United States, and you learned to speak English in Australia.
That's right. We have different sounding English because we have different accents.
Mm-hmm. And I call this that I'm wearing a sweater.
Oh, that's interesting because I call it a jumper.
Yeah, so what are some other things about your culture and your traditions and customs from your family?
Well, where I'm from in Australia, the sun is really, really strong. You can really feel it, and it's very sunny there. So we have a traditional hat called an akubra, and this is my akubra. It's like, I guess, like a cowgirl hat, and I wear it to keep my skin safe from all that sun in Australia.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
And I have a Chinese dress that looks like this. It's called a cheongsam in Cantonese. And it's made out of silk and it has some embroidered flowers on it.
Wow, it's beautiful. Is that what you would wear in Hong Kong?
Sometimes. Hong Kong is a big city, so they don't dress that differently on a day-to-day basis as we do, say, in California or New York. We wear dresses like that on Chinese New Year, which is the Lunar New Year, and we get together with our family and have good food, and we give these gifts in red envelopes, so lucky money, to children. That's their New Year gift, and you can see some of these red envelopes. Red is a lucky color, and there's a monkey there and some flowers. So red is a good luck color for Chinese.
Wow. Friends, isn't that interesting? I'm wondering, do you have any traditions or any customs, any things that you do with your family based on your culture? Looks like our friends are nodding, Caroline. They do.
So your identity is who you are, and it's shaped by the groups that you belong to, your family, your culture. But sometimes you're different from the groups that you belong to. And today we're going to read a story about T-Rex, who is a dinosaur who is a bit different from other T-Rexes. So let me pull up my book. Got to Be Me by Cynthia Platt. T-Rex was a dinosaur who loved the quieter things in life. In fact, his favorite things were reading at the top of the cliff and learning about plants and flowers. He enjoyed gazing up at the stars and thinking about how they got there and what makes them sparkle. T-Rex's big sister did not approve of these favorite things. "You're a carnivore," she told him. "You're supposed to roar and stomp and frighten the other dinosaurs. That's what T-Rexes do." "But I'm not good at those things," T-Rex replied. T-Rex wanted to be a good carnivore. He really did. He just wasn't sure how. When he roared, he didn't like the way it sounded. Friends, can you see what T-Rex is trying to do?
T-Rex is trying to roar, and it looks like T-Rex is finding it a little bit tricky.
While he wanted to stomp around like his sister, he'd much rather stop and collect rocks. But the hardest part by far was scaring other dinosaurs, especially since he'd much rather be friends with them. "Do I seem scary to you?" T-Rex asked. "Do you want to seem scary to me?" Edmontosaurus replied. "Not really," T-Rex admitted. "I guess I don't really like being scary." "What do you like?" Edmontosaurus asked. No one had ever asked T-Rex that before. "I love reading," he told his new friend, "and gazing at the stars." "I like those things too," Edmontosaurus said. "You do?" T-Rex asked. "That's so cool. Do you like quiet walks too?" "They're my favorite kind," he told him, "especially if I eat plants along the way." T-Rex was happy to hear that, but then he thought about his sister. "I guess that means I'm not a very good carnivore," he sighed. "Is there only one way to be a carnivore?" Edmontosaurus asked. For the first time ever, T-Rex wondered. "Maybe there isn't," T-Rex said. "Maybe it's enough to be good at being myself." "That's an important thing to be good at," his friend said. "Do you want to take a walk together?" And that is exactly what they did. So let's do some questions. What does T-Rex like to do? Does he like to be loud, roar and stomp, learn about plants and flowers, or scare other dinosaurs?
I think T-Rex likes to learn about plants and flowers.
Cool beans.
What do other T-Rex dinosaurs typically like to do? Do they like to collect rocks, roar and stomp, take quiet walks, gaze up at the stars?
Well, I think T-Rex's sister was like most other T-Rex dinosaurs, and she really liked to roar and stomp and move around. So I think it's roar and stomp.
Keep it up.
Do you think T-Rex wanted to be himself or be like other T-Rexes at first in the story?
I think at first our friend T-Rex wanted to be like other T-Rexes, like a normal T-Rex. And then T-Rex learned that it's okay to be yourself.
And it's actually really important to be yourself. What did T-Rex's new friend Edmontosaurus do when he saw T-Rex? Did he think he was scary?
Well, first, he got to know T-Rex by asking him some questions about what he likes to do and who he is.
Yeah, that was really important. To get to know a friend, that's what Noah and Teacher Naomi were talking to us about earlier.
Yeah, we need to ask good questions to get to know our friends. And sometimes we'll find out that there are things about our friends that are different. And sometimes we'll find out that there are things about our friends that are the same.
So friends, now it is time for show and tell. And I wanted to start with some friends who have sent us their photos and told us where they live. So this is Aranya, and she sent us her drawings from Nepal. And Anna sent us this drawing of Olo, and she lives in Glasgow, Scotland. Chelsea sent us her drawings of Pex robots from Myanmar. And Dian Dian sent us another picture of Olo from Hong Kong, but said that her family is originally from Taiwan. And Eleanor was drawing Pex robots in New York City. So friends, I wanted to show you on a map where all of these friends are. Can you see Anna in Scotland, and then Aranya in Nepal, Dian Dian in Hong Kong, Chelsea in Myanmar, and Eleanor in the United States, in New York. So they are in a lot of different places all around the world. And friends, I wanted to show this one more time because it shows so many of our friends from Circle Time who have been drawing our characters, and it shows how diverse and different we all look, and yet we're all connected by Circle Time and our love for Cody and all of our characters.
Wow, Caroline, that was amazing. I loved seeing where all of our friends were from different parts of the world. And friends, if you would like to share where you're from or something about your identity and your family and your traditions, anything at all, you can send it in and we will share it out with our friends on Show and Tell. We love hearing all about who you are and where you come from.
Thank you, friends. And now it's time for us to say goodbye. We have loved having Circle Time with you. Goodbye for now from Caroline, Sophie, and the Khan Academy Kids team. Bye-bye.
Bye, friends.